Huawei S12700 series switches are next-generation programmable switches and available in two models, the S12708 and the S12712. Installation procedures for the two models are exactly the same, and S12708 is used as an example here to illustrate the installation procedure. Before the installation, understand the requirements for the installation site by referring to the S12700 series switches Quick Installation Guide or the Hardware Installation and Maintenance Guide. S12700 series switches can be installed in a 19-inch standard cabinet. If you use a third-party cabinet, ensure that the cabinet has enough vertical space for switch installation. That is, at least 16U for an S12708 switch and 20U for an S12712 switch. The depth of the cabinet must be at least 600 millimeters. Make sure that there are suitable guide rails or trays in the cabinet. The distance between the front mounting rails and the front door must be at least 95 millimeters. Huawei offers expandable guide rails for the 12700 series switches. You can place an order if you need them. These are the following tools that you need during installation. You should get them ready before you begin. Follow these steps to unpack the crate. Erect all locking bars on the cover of the crate. Insert the flathead screwdriver into the hole and rotate to erect the locking bar. Remove the crate cover. Erect the locking bars on the side panels of the crate, then remove the side panels. Take out the foaming materials, move the equipment out of the crate, and proceed to inspect the equipment. Check the delivered components and the materials against the packing list. If you use Huawei expandable guide rails to install an S12708 switch, cut the installation template along the cutting line marked S12708 Huawei expandable guide rails used. If you use another type of guide rails, cut the installation template along the cutting line marked S12708 Huawei expandable guide rails not used. Attach the installation template to the front mounting rails and mark the mounting holes of all floating nuts and guide rails. When marking mounting holes, keep the bottom edge of the installation template a certain distance away from the cabinet bottom. This distance must be a multiple of 1U and larger than or equal to 1U. The guide rail mounting holes must also be marked on the rear mounting rails and must be on the same horizontal plane as those used on the front mounting rails. Then install floating nuts on both the front and rear mounting rails. Identify the left and right guardrails and the front and rear of each guide rail. Install the guide rails in the correct direction. Align the front end of a guide rail with the mounting poles marked on the front of the mounting rail and hang the front end on the mounting rail by positioning the hooks. Adjust the length of the guide rail and hang the rear end in the marked position on the rear mounting rail. Then secure the guide rail with screws. Install the other guide rail in the same way. The rear ends of the guide rails must also be secured with screws. If Huawei expandable guide rails are not available, use a tray instead. A fully loaded switch is heavy. Before installation, remove the cards and power modules from the switch to reduce the weight. Install handles on the switch. The S12708 has removable handles, while the S12712 has fixed handles. Move the switch into the cabinet using the handles. Do not drag or lift the switch using its top edges, because this may deform the switch. After you place the switch on the guide rails, remove the handles and then push the switch into the cabinet. Ensure that the bottom of the switch is completely attached to the guide rails or the tray. Hang the removable handles at the rear end of the switch. Use M6 screws to secure the switch in the cabinet. Install cable management frames on the switch. Align the positioning pin on a cable management frame with a mounting hole on the switch. Insert the positioning pin and drag the cable management frame downward to seat it on the switch. Then use a screwdriver to tighten the captive screws on the cable management frame. S12700 series switches have two ground terminals on the lower left at the rear end of the chassis. A ground cable with a 2-hole OT terminal can be connected here. Connect the other end of the ground cable to the equipotential ground terminal on the cabinet. Install cards in the switch. Before handling cards, wear an ESD wrist strap and insert the other end of the strap to the ESD jack on the switch or cabinet. This figure shows the slot distribution in the switch. MPUs, LPUs, and SFUs are installed in different slots, but their installation methods are similar. Rotate the ejector levers of a card outward and push the card into the slot. When the card is completely seated in the slot, close the ejector levers. When installing a card, push the card slowly and gently along the guide rails in the slot to protect the components on the card from collisions. Make sure that all the cards are installed correctly. Install filler panels in all the empty slots to ensure efficient heat dissipation and electromagnetic shielding in compliance with the Electromagnetic Compatibility Standard, or EMC. SFUs of different types cannot be installed on the same switch. Before installing a power module, make sure that its power switch is in the off position. Raise the ejector lever of the power module, push the power module in the slot, and then lower the ejector lever to lock the power module in place. For an AC power module, insert the plug of an AC power cable into the socket on the power module and lock the power cable using the locking hatch. The method of installing a DC power module is the same. AC and DC power modules cannot be used simultaneously in the same switch. For a DC power module, insert the plug of a DC power cable into the jacks on the power module. Connect network cables or optical fibers by referring to the S12700 series switch's quick installation guide or the hardware installation and maintenance guide. Power on and check the switch. First, check the indicators on the power modules. If the input and output indicators on the power modules are all in normal state, check the indicators on other modules. Now the switch installation is completed.